Picture this. It's raining outside, the sky is gray, and you're curled up with a blanket in your Nintendo Switch. There's no better time for a cozy game. The kind that slows life down, wraps you in charm, and makes even the dreariest afternoon feel comforting. From farming and decorating to quiet storytelling and whimsical adventures, the Switch has become the perfect home for cozy gaming. So grab a cup of tea, settle in, and let's dive into 11 cozy Switch games that feel like a warm hug on a rainy day. Number 11, we're heading to the countryside with Story of Seasons, Friends of Mineral Town, a modern remake of one of the most beloved farming sims of all time. This is comfort gaming at its purest. You inherit your grandfather's old farm in the cozy little mineral town, and from there, it's entirely up to you. Clear the fields, plant crops, raise cows, sheep, and chickens, or head into town to make friends with your neighbors. The charm is in the daily rituals. Wake up, water your strawberries, brush your cow, then wander into town to join the community at the cafe or the seasonal festival. The remake updates the visuals with bright chibi-style characters and colorful 3D environments, but it keeps the nostalgic heart of the original. Longtime fans love how faithful it feels, while new players have discovered just how satisfying it is to see your farm grow year after year. There's no big story or dramatic stakes. Your goal is simply to live, love, and nurture your land. Reviewers call it a lovely and gentle game where farming and making friends are your main concerns. And the addition of features like same-sex marriage makes it feel even more inclusive and welcoming than the original ever was. What makes Friends of Mineral Town so cozy is its simplicity and warmth. The music changes with the seasons. Cheerful in spring, mellow in autumn, and festivals bring the whole town together, whether you're picking pumpkins or dancing under fireworks. Even the animals feel like family. Feeding your chickens and hearing them cluck happily is its own reward. For anyone who wants to slow life down and sink into a nostalgic, wholesome routine, Friends of Mineral Town is like a digital storybook, one that you'll happily revisit every rainy afternoon. Number 10, we've got one of the most delightfully unique premises in cozy gaming, Bear and Breakfast. And yes, it's exactly what it sounds like. You play as Hank, a big, friendly bear who decides to open a bed and breakfast deep in the woods. The game blends management sim mechanics with lighthearted exploration, but in the most comforting way possible. You'll spend your time foraging in the forest, building furniture, decorating cabins, and cooking hearty breakfasts for your human guests. Instead of stressful spreadsheets or money management, the focus is on making each guest feel welcome. Maybe you'll build them a snug room with a crackling fireplace, or serve them pancakes and tea to brighten their morning. What makes Bear and Breakfast stand out is its warm humor and charm. The writing is funny and wholesome. Hank's animal friends are quirky, and even the tutorials are sprinkled with jokes that make you smile. Critics described it as a charming little management sim that doesn't take itself seriously, and that light touch makes it incredibly cozy. Players also praise its pacing. Unlike most sims where guests constantly demand attention, here you're free to take your time. Decorate one room today, go fishing tomorrow, maybe explore a new area the next. There's no punishment for slowing down. Add in a soothing soundtrack and adorable cartoon visuals, and it feels more like playing through a Saturday morning cartoon than running a business. On a rainy day, Bear and Breakfast is pure comfort food. It's cozy, it's silly, and it's strangely relaxing to step into the paws of a bear who just wants to make the forest a little homier for everyone. At number 9 is Chicory, a colorful tale. This adventure plays like a Zelda-style exploration game, but with a magical twist. Instead of a sword, your tool is a giant paintbrush that lets you color in the entire world. The land has gone black and white, and it's up to you to bring color back. But here's the cozy part. There's no pressure to do it right. You can doodle flowers on the ground, paint a rainbow across the sky, or fill a whole town with polka dots if that's what makes you happy. The world becomes your coloring book, and the act of painting it at your own pace is deeply calming, like a digital therapy session. What makes Chicory special is that it blends relaxing creativity with heartfelt storytelling. The characters are quirky and sweet, all named after foods, and the narrative touches on topics like self-doubt, inspiration, and what it means to be creative. It's thoughtful without ever losing its charm, and players say it feels like the game is encouraging you personally, reminding you that your art, no matter how messy, has value. At number 8, we have Ooblets, a game that feels like stepping into a candy-colored cartoon where farming, friendship, and dancing are all that matter. The setup is familiar at first. You move to a quirky little town, start a farm, and grow crops. But here's the twist. You don't just grow vegetables, you grow ooblets, adorable little creatures that sprout out of the ground like plants. These ooblets follow you around, help you on the farm, and even join you in, of all things, dance battles. That's right, instead of combat, every challenge is solved with upbeat, turn-based dance-offs. Your ooblets bust out silly moves while cheery music plays, and the whole thing is so lighthearted that it's impossible not to smile. The game doesn't punish you for losing, you just try again, making the whole loop pressure-free. Outside of farming and dance battles, you'll explore new regions, unlock outfits, decorate your house, and befriend the wonderfully weird townsfolk. The dialogue is packed with puns and silly humor, and the art style is bursting with pastel colors and bouncy animations that radiate pure joy. Critics called it undeniably charming and fun, while fans praise it as the perfect mix of farming sim and creature collector. Many say it scratches the same itches Animal Crossing and Pokemon, but with its own playful spin. On a rainy day, Ooblets is like curling up with a goofy cartoon that makes you laugh, relax, and maybe even get up and dance along. Number 7 is Coffee Talk, set in an alternate Seattle where elves, orcs, mermaids, and humans all live side by side. You run a small late-night coffee shop. Outside, the rain is always falling. Inside, the lo-fi soundtrack hums softly as customers wander in, order drinks, and share their stories. Gameplay is simple. You choose ingredients to brew lattes, teas, and hot chocolates. Maybe even add a bit of latte art if you're feeling creative. But the real heart of the game is in the conversations. A struggling writer, a star-crossed couple from different fantasy races, a tired office worker. They all sit at your counter and open up. Your role is to listen, serve them something warm, and maybe offer a few words of comfort. It's not about winning or losing. It's about presence. As one critic said, Coffee Talk makes you feel completely relaxed, the perfect virtual coffee shop experience. Players often describe it as the ultimate cozy vibes game, something they return to whenever they want to unwind. The pixel art visuals glow with warm neon tones, and the steady sound of rain outside the cafe window makes it feel like you're really there. Fans often brew an actual cup of tea or cocoa while playing, turning it into a ritual. The digital cafe blending with real life. Coffee Talk isn't just a game, it's a space. A space to slow down, breathe, and enjoy the quiet company of strangers who feel like friends. And on a rainy evening, it doesn't get much cozier than that.
At number 6, we've got Cozy Grove, a game that lives up to its name in every possible way. You play as a spirit scout who sets up camp on a haunted island. But this isn't a spooky game, it's heartwarming. The island is inhabited by ghostly bear spirits, each with their own story, personality, and little struggles. Your job is simple. Help them find peace by doing small, kind acts. Maybe you'll fish up a lost trinket, craft them a chair, or just listen as they tell you about their past. What makes Cozy Grove special is how it encourages you to take things slow. The game is designed to be played a little at a time, maybe 20 or 30 minutes each day. When you help the bears, the world literally comes back to life around you. The black and white woods bloom into soft colors, birdsong returns, and the campfire glows brighter. It's a routine that feels therapeutic. Critics noted its pleasant visual style and absolutely relaxing music, while fans describe logging in daily as the highlight of my day. The ghost stories can be surprisingly emotional, even bittersweet, but they're balanced with humor and warmth. And decorating your campsite with cozy tents, lanterns, and trees makes the island feel more and more like home. On a rainy day, Cozy Grove feels like taking a slow walk through the woods with a warm drink in hand. Peaceful, reflective, and full of small comforts.
If you're enjoying this list so far, don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps us out. And if cozy games are your vibe, make sure to subscribe because we've got plenty more recommendations coming your way. At number 5 is a game that turns one of life's most ordinary chores into something strangely soothing: unpacking. The entire game is about unpacking boxes in different homes. That's it. No enemies, no timers, no fail states. You open a box, pull out an item, and decide where to put it. A photo goes on the nightstand, a mug in the kitchen cupboard, a towel on the rack. Every item makes a satisfying little sound as it lands in place, and the whole process becomes almost meditative. But there's more beneath the surface. As you unpack across different stages of life, a dorm room, a first apartment, a shared flat, you begin to piece together the story of the unseen characters
character whose belongings you're handling. A childhood toy reappears years later, a diploma finds a place of honor. A photo gets tucked away in a drawer. Without a single line of dialogue, the game tells a story that feels incredibly personal. Critics called it a touching, meditative game, and it won 2 BAFTA awards, including Best Narrative, beating out blockbuster games with full scripts. Fans loved how it made them reflect on their own lives and moves, describing it as surprisingly emotional and the most relaxing game I've ever played. What makes unpacking perfect for a rainy day is how intimate and calming it feels. It's just you, a quiet room, and the simple joy of organizing a space until it feels like home. By the end, you don't just know where everything goes, you feel like you've shared in someone's life, one box at a time.
Number 4. A Short Hike. A little game with a big heart. You play as Claire, a young bird visiting a peaceful island park, and your only goal is to hike to the top of a mountain to get cell service. But here's the magic. The journey is whatever you make of it. You can climb cliffs, glide on the wind, swim through rivers, or just wander off the trail to see what you'll discover. Along the way, you meet quirky animal hikers, a rabbit running a race, a kid skipping rocks, or a park ranger who needs a hand. Each one has a tiny quest, and helping them feels like bumping into friendly strangers on a nature walk. There are no enemies, no pressure. Just a world full of secrets and small delights. Fishing by a quiet lake, digging up treasure, or just sitting on a bench to take in the view. The visuals are charmingly low poly, almost like a moving diorama, and the music shifts from playful to serene, depending on where you are. Critics called it extremely chill and full of humor and heart, while fans say it captures the exact feeling of a sunny afternoon hike, minus the sore legs. It's short, yes, but it's the kind of game you'll come back to when you need a little boost. On a rainy day, a short hike is like a breath of fresh air. Cozy, uplifting, and full of quiet wonder.
At number 3, we have Spiritfarer, a game that calls itself a cozy management game about dying. And somehow, it's exactly that. You play as Stella, the new fairy master for the departed. Your job is to care for spirits and guide them to the afterlife. But instead of grim reapers and darkness, the world of Spiritfarer is colorful, warm, and full of kindness. You'll spend your time fishing off the side of your boat, gardening, cooking meals, and expanding cabins for your spirit passengers. Each one is an animal-like friend with a rich personality. A grumpy snake, a kind-hearted deer, a lion who's afraid to say goodbye. You cook their favorite meals, give them hugs, and make them comfortable until they're ready to move on. What makes it cozy is that balance of tender routine and emotional storytelling. Critics praised it as a joyous journey, full of heart, and fans often say it made them laugh and cry in the same hour. Despite its theme, it isn't sad in a heavy way. It's comforting, like sitting with a loved one on a rainy evening and sharing stories. The art is hand-drawn and gorgeous, almost Ghibli-like, and the soundtrack is soft and melancholy in the best way. It sold over 1 million copies and became one of the most beloved indies of its year, with players calling it the coziest game about death you'll ever play. On a rainy day, Spiritfarer is like a warm blanket for the soul, reminding you that goodbyes can be beautiful and that caring for others is one of the coziest acts of all. Number 2 is Stardew Valley. You inherit a rundown farm on the edge of a sleepy town, and from there, the possibilities are endless. Do you want to spend the morning planting parsnips, the afternoon fishing by a quiet river, and the evening chatting with friends at the Star Drop Saloon? Or maybe you'll dive into the mines for a little adventure, raise chickens and cows, or focus on romancing one of the townsfolk. The beauty of Stardew Valley is that it never forces you down one path. It lets you live your ideal life at your own pace. What makes it cozy is the gentle rhythm of the days and seasons. Spring brings cherry blossoms and new crops. Summer has sunny festivals and ocean fishing. Autumn glows with pumpkins and red leaves, while winter invites you to slow down, care for your animals, and enjoy the snowy peace. The pixel art is charming and colorful, and the soundtrack is one of the most comforting in gaming. Each season has its own warm, nostalgic melody. Critics have called it a charming game about forgetting your worries and relaxing on a farm, and fans have embraced it as more than just a game. For many, Pelican Town is a safe haven, a place to de-stress, escape from anxiety, and enjoy the small joys of farming life. It's sold over 40 million copies worldwide, worldwide, making it one of the best-selling indie games ever, and its community still thrives years later thanks to constant updates from its dedicated solo creator. On a rainy day, Stardew Valley is the ultimate digital comfort food. It's warm, it's wholesome, and it invites you to slow down, breathe, and enjoy the simple pleasures of life.
And at number 1, no surprise here, Animal Crossing New Horizons, the crown jewel of cozy gaming on the Switch. Launched in 2020, New Horizons quickly became a global phenomenon, selling over 47 million copies and becoming the go-to comfort game for millions of players. And it's easy to see why. You start on a deserted island and slowly shape it into your dream paradise, building houses, decorating landscapes, and inviting charming animal villagers to live alongside you. What makes it special is its real-time flow. The game runs on the same clock and calendar as your life. Flowers bloom in spring, fireflies glow in summer, red leaves fall in autumn, and snow blankets the island in winter. Rainy days come with their own cozy soundtrack, puddles forming under trees and neighbors carrying tiny umbrellas. The daily routines are simple but endlessly satisfying. Fishing by the ocean, catching bugs in the meadow, visiting friends, or just rearranging your home for the 100th time. There are no deadlines, no failure states, just the quiet joy of island life. Critics praised it as comfortable and inviting, and fans during lockdown described it as a lifeline, a digital space to connect when the real world felt far away. People held birthdays, weddings, even graduations in Animal Crossing. It wasn't just a game, it was a community. On a rainy day, few games capture coziness like New Horizons. Whether you're sipping virtual coffee at Brewster's Cafe, fishing by a misty river, or just lying in a hammock while the rain falls, Animal Crossing is pure digital peace. It's not just the best cozy game on Switch, it's one of the coziest games of all time.
And that's our list of 11 cozy Nintendo Switch games perfect for rainy days. From farming sims and creature collectors to heartfelt adventures, these titles prove that sometimes the best gaming experiences aren't about action or competition. They're about slowing down and finding comfort. Which of these is your go-to rainy day game? And did we miss one of your favorites? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your cozy picks. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe for more cozy and wholesome game lists, and ring the bell so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching, and here's to many more cozy gaming afternoons.